here's your heads up to this podcast, the Personal Development Unplugged podcast, and it's all about why I love hypnosis. But there's one little thing. You might guess it, but I've had a couple of wines and a beer. So I'm just free to say anything I like about my love for hypnosis, and I do love it. Please listen. I'm not going to try to convert you, but just have a listen, and I think you'll get a little bit of it too. Enjoy.
Warning. You are entering into the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. Too late. Personal Development Unplugged.
Hiya, how you doing today? Today is Easter Sunday, which will be yesterday to you, I guess. If you're listening to this podcast when it first came out. If not, who knows? And the thing is, I want to tell you why I love hypnosis. Not to convince you to learn hypnosis, but if you did, be awesome. But maybe just to take the trance. You see, the very first time I witnessed and actually experienced hypnosis was on an hypnosis course. And that was with a guy called Wilf Proudford. And he was the most awesome guy in the world. And I was told by a guy who had gone to that class, who had gone to it specifically to train with him, that he was probably the best hypnotist around. So, there I am in this class. A couple of wines have gone by. We've had a bit of a barbecue, a couple of wines, a beer. But hey, who cares? But anyway, there's Wilf. I've talked about the introduction with the microphone. We'll forget that. Put that to one side. There's Wilf on this little 1 foot high little thing. And he's sitting there on this funny old chair. And he said, would someone come up to me? Come up and let me demonstrate something. This is the very first thing he did. He didn't even tell anybody what he was going to do. And this guy got up. And he said, well, just look at me. Just stare into my eyes. And with that, he didn't say another word. And within about 30 seconds, this guy suddenly closed his eyes and just went straight deep into trance. And I thought, shit, what the hell have I got myself into? What is happening in front of my eyes? Is that real? And then he, being Wilf, talked to us, the rest of the group. And he said, this guy can hear you. He can hear everything you say, and I'll get other people in the audience to say a few words, so we'll test it out later. And then he went on to talk about hypnosis and things like that, and what he did, how he did it. And then brought the guy out of trance and said, well, by the way, just so everyone knows that you were in trance, but you were listening to everything we said. Can you remember where this particular sentence came from? And the guy said, yeah, it was over to that I think it was that lady over to the left. And then this other sentence. He said, yeah, that was over in the middle there. So he knew everything was going on, but he just looked a bit zoomed out, I guess. But he said, I feel really great. So having told us what he did, he said, here's the first exercise. I want you to go and do the same. And I'm thinking, what? I'm going to hypnotize somebody without saying a bloody word. Okay, I'm going to do this. Well, I had this really great fellow with me. The guy who eventually told me that Wilf was probably the best hypnotist in the world at that particular time. He did it with me first. And it was so weird because I was staring into his eyes. And as I stared, my eyes started to go out of focus. And then I kept blinking, and I didn't know why I was blinking. In fact, I'm blinking now. It's really weird when I think about it. And then I just closed my eyes and disappeared somewhere. And I heard every word he said after that. And they were nice words. And then he brought me out of this trance, and I thought, hell, this is so weird. I'll never be able to do this. And then he said, right, everybody in this exercise, change round. The hypnotee becomes hypnotist, and the hypnotist becomes the hypnotee. And I looked at this guy in the eyes. I said, just stare in my eyes. We'll say no more words. And the thing is, as I stared into his eyes, I began to change my focus. My eyes became defocused, and then focused, and then defocused. And I matched his breathing. And I matched his blinking. And then I'd blink a little bit more, and as much as my eyes would stay closed, just that little bit longer. And my breath would go a little bit slower. And guess what? He did exactly the same thing as I did. He followed me. And then he just went down so deep into trance. And I opened my eyes and looked at him, and I thought, this is, well, I couldn't say this is fucking awesome, but it was just so different. It was amazing. And the thing is, this is what we teach when we do our NLP trainings with master hypnotist trainings. The very first thing you do is we teach people how to hypnotize somebody without saying a word. And then they find out they can do it. And then we say, that was the hardest induction you'll ever do. Everything else gets so much easier. Well, if that was the hardest and we did it, surely everyone can do it. Well, yes, you can if you're taught properly. And we taught it properly. Wilf taught us properly. And it is really amazing. And it's, you think it's magical. I thought when I looked at Wilf and I saw Wilf, and I can remember it now, this guy going into trance, I thought this is pure magic. Was it magic? No, it's not magic at all. Basically, the simple process is you match somebody, you mirror them, and as you match and mirror them, you begin to pace them into trance. You go into trance yourself. And as you go into trance yourself, you're leading them into trance. And as you lead them into trance, you're matching their blinking, their breathing, you're matching their physiology. And as you go into trance yourself, they follow you. And as they follow you, you just come out of it and just deepen them. And boom! You are the hypnotist. You are the hypnotist. And the thing is, there is no one on this planet that I've met yet that I can't hypnotize. With one caveat. Unless they don't really want to. And if they don't really want to, then I can't give a shit about it anyway. But the thing is, there is no one I can't hypnotize who wants to do either hypnosis or hypnotherapy to find something about themselves or to change something about themselves. They have an issue that they want to let go. And we get to a state where they just go into trance because it's their unconscious mind that's doing the work. Now, that's what set my first love of hypnosis. And I've never let it go. And the thing is, if someone asks me, and I listen to a few hypnotist podcasts, and they go, okay, what's your definition of hypnosis? And you know what? I haven't really got one. Because I don't understand it. It's really weird. I know it works. I know I do it. I know I can do it. I can do it myself. I can do it with other people. When I do it with other people, it's awesome. But the thing is, I don't really know what it is. I mean, we get the technical world and technical words where people go, oh, well, we're going beyond your critical barrier. And we go to your subconscious. And some people, there's a new type thing going around. There's no such thing as your unconscious mind. I call it unconscious mind. I don't know why. I think it's the way I was taught by Wilf, as opposed to subconscious, because sub means below, and unconscious means just different from your conscious mind. You're not conscious, so you must be unconscious. But I don't see it as going past your critical barrier. But I explain it sometimes as you do, bypassing your conscious mind. But the thing about this is, when I talk to my clients before we go to hypnosis, I say, well, if you've got an issue, did you decide consciously to have that issue? Did you decide one day, I want to be bloody depressed? I want to be sad. Do you know what? I want to cripple my life with unconfidence, low self-esteem. Well, you don't, do you? You don't consciously think of that. You don't consciously decide to have these issues. Well, if you don't consciously decide to do them, then to me, you unconsciously decide to do them. You unconsciously decide to have agoraphobia, fear, an anxiety, OCD, depression, anything you can think of, jealousy, guilt, hurt. You decide to have that. But you decide unconsciously because of a very important reason, a very positive intention to protect you in some way. But the thing is, if you didn't decide consciously to do it, then all the talking in the world consciously will not get rid of it. You can understand everything about this bloody problem. And I've talked to people who've been to counselling and things like that. Yeah, I understand. I've talked about it forever. I know exactly about it. Intellectually, I know it's stupid. Intellectually, I know I should be letting it go. Intellectually, intellectually, consciously. But he didn't start there. It started unconsciously. So where best to go to resolve this? To explain to your unconscious mind, it was a lovely thing to do at the very beginning when you hadn't just the amount of wisdom that you had. Just the amount of experience you had. It was the only thing you could do to keep this positive intention, to try to protect this person. But the thing is, if it wasn't consciously, it's unconscious. Therefore, you go to the unconscious mind to resolve this matter. And how do you do that? Well, one way is through hypnosis. I'm going to tell you about my love of NLP and timeline therapy and other stuff. That's another podcast. But today it's just about hypnosis, and hypnosis goes to me, the unconscious mind, whatever that is. I don't know what it is. All I know is when I speak to someone's unconscious mind, they change. I can get unconscious signals on a finger. It twitches, gives me answers, yes, no. I can help change people, get the unconscious mind to realize it's in conflict with what it really wants to do with that positive intention, and then find better ways to do it, to let go of issues. Sometimes I don't even know what the root cause is or anything like that. I've just hypnotized somebody to go and resolve their issue. And guess what? 20 minutes later, the bloody thing's disappeared. How the hell does that work? I don't know. But I just love doing it. Because I don't know it, does it mean I should know? Don't think so. You see, people sometimes say science has to be proved scientifically. Well, funny enough, science is only just proving stuff that happened about 2,000 years ago. So science can catch up for I think. I don't give a damn really about the science of it. I love the people who are trying to prove this and give it validity, as it were. But all credit to them. I will support them in every way I can, if I can. But on the other hand, do I give a shit? Not really. Do I give a shit about my clients and the results they get? Absolutely. Because I know they can get the results. And that's all it is. I guess it's my belief in this hypnosis, getting them to believe it too. In a way, they don't have to believe it. They do believe it after. If they don't believe it before, when they get the result, they go, oh shit, it must have been. But they feel so good after. And to me, then it's no brainer. So that's why I love hypnosis. That's why I really feel that everyone who listens to this podcast should listen to the hypnosis tracks that I give for free. Because I think they really work. Well, I know they do. I wouldn't do it if they didn't. But hypnosis just seems to work with the right intention from me, the right intention from you. And what's that? The will to do whatever it takes. Oh, I'm prepared to do whatever it takes to let go of this issue. Here's a hypnosis track. Boom. Guess what? The issue's disappeared. Do we care how it happened? Not one jot. Do we care that it did happen? Absolutely. And that's why I love it. I've seen so many people change in front of my eyes. I used to say it's not magic, but it's magical. Being with somebody who changes is magical. And it's a real weird feeling. When you're with somebody, being the hypnotist and they're the hypnotee, it's as if you're in a bubble. And that's how it's explained to me. You will know when you're in that zone, Cluffy, because it'll be as if no one else exists in that room. Just you and your client. It'll be as if there's a bubble. Nothing else matters. You won't think of anything. You'll just do it. Like the mastery. Doing what you know, knowing what you do. And that's how it's been. It doesn't matter whether I'm doing it in my little clinic room or whether I'm doing it in a pub or I'm doing it outside, sitting on a wall somewhere. No one else is there. Only me and my client, my friend. That's what it's all about. So if you want to learn hypnosis, I do really say, go on, have a go. You'll find it's awesome. But the big thing is, even if you don't want to learn, dive into the hypnosis tracks. And this is not a plug for my hypnosis tracks. There are millions, well, I don't know about millions. There's awesome hypnotists around. There's some bonky ones as well, by the way, so be careful. But there's some really awesome ones who can get results just like what I do. I'm not exceptional. I'm just an ordinary person who's a hypnotist doing extraordinary things, just like every other hypnotist is getting results. Ordinary people getting extraordinary things done with extraordinary clients. That's the thing. We don't do it to people. We don't do hypnosis on people. And if anybody says that, kick them out of the way. They do it with you, to guide you, to help you. They are really just a tour guide. They know what to do, but you have to do it. And when you follow their instructions because you just trust them, you'll get the results you want because you have the intention to get it. And that's why I love doing it, because it just gets results. And the thing is, if I didn't love doing it, this love would have died, would have faded away a long time ago. But 20 years on, and I still love it to bits. It's like my little mistress. And I just want to keep pleasing her by doing it more and more, helping more people. And this is from a person who wasn't a people person. But now I just love hypnosis. So if you want, just, if nothing else, I've explained to you why I love hypnosis. But the thing is, if nothing else apart from that, go to paulcloughonline.com/podcast and just have a look. Have a look at the 7 odd hypnosis tracks that are there. And just see if there's anything down there that you think resonates with your issue. And if it does, listen to it. And once you've listened to it, test the hell out of it. Go outside and see if you've still got that issue. Has it reduced? Is it lessened? Because I know it will. And when it does, bloody email me. feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. Email me. Tell me how much it changed. Tell me what your issue was. And then I will produce something for you. Whether it's just a talk in a podcast with a process, or guide you to something differently to get rid of the issue. Because we can. That's what we do here. Personal Development Unplugged. Deconstructing the bloody difficult stuff into easy processes so you can get the results you want, so you can excel in this world. And way back in the beginning of creating a hypnosis clinic in Cambridge, had a little strap line right at the bottom of the website, and it's always been there. It stayed there. I don't know if on doing our redesigns anybody's noticed it, but it still stays there. It's called Dream, Create, Excel. Because when you dream something and you have the will to do whatever it takes, you will excel. or you will create. And when you create it with that will to do whatever it takes, with that wonderful intention, you will excel. So dream, create, excel. I don't know where it came from. Didn't coin it myself, so I'm not going to take any credit for it other than pinching it. Whoever created that little dream, create, excel, all hail to you. Much grandioso. Anyway, I've prattled on way longer than I thought. Maybe the old red wine's kicked in. But until next time, have more fun than you can stand. This is Paul Clough. Personal Development Unplugged. See you soon. Bye-bye. So, the 90 seconds of hypnosis tracks. Why have I put hypnosis tracks on a separate website? Well, it's so simple really. I wanted you to have them all in one place so you can look through them all. You can find the particular one you want. I've even made them downloadable so you can put them on any of your playing devices that you prefer. You don't need Wi-Fi, you don't need the iTunes or whatever. You can put them anywhere you like. You can even burn them onto disk if you want. Where do you get them? Well, there you go. I told you it's paulcloughonline.com/podcast. If you're worried about your email address, please don't be, because they stay totally safe with me. I only use them to send you out that email and give you access. Simple as that. I send you a link, a special link, so you and only you can access those hypnosis tracks, because I want them just for you. And the other thing about this is you've taken responsibility. I don't want to make these open to everyone, just random. You have taken responsibility to listen and be part of this community of personal development. And I want to help you. I want to help you personally to get your dreams, your goals, and therefore I'm giving you these tools, these protocols, these paradigms, whatever you want to call them, but in deep hypnosis. So just enjoy. Have more fun than you can stand with hypnosis. Just before you go, if you've just got a second or two, please have a listen. Why don't you share this? Share this podcast with just one person today, and then one person tomorrow, and one person after that. What would happen if we all did that? And why not subscribe? It's so easy to do. Find the platform of your choice. If it's iTunes or it's Castbox or any others, there's loads of them. Search for either Paul Clough or Personal Development Unplugged, and then there's a big subscribe button. Press that subscribe button, and it'll be there. You get the podcast twice a week, on a Wednesday and a Saturday. Never have to look any further. And if you would, why not put one of those reviews up? Because that would be awesome, because that just moves it around this integrated field of learning, as it were, and becomes and gets in front of other people. Which is what we want, isn't it? To be the change we want to see in others and help others change to be the change they want to see in themselves. There you go. I'm going to speak to you real soon. Hope you enjoyed it. Have fun. Enjoy every heartbeat.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.